Welcome back, everybody, for another Attila the Hun scenario. Last time we did a barbarian betrothal, and now it is time for the big one, the Catalaunian fields.
And now, said Father Ramond, is where I entered the story. The battle between Hun and Roman was fought at the end of June 451. The Romans were commanded by Aetius, a brilliant and celebrated general who had been held hostage by Attila when he was a boy. Aetius knew Attila and knew the Hunnic ways. Since he had returned to the Western Empire, Aetius had done more than any man to keep Rome alive throughout the period of barbarian invasions. His army was not large enough to face Attila alone, so Aetius convinced tribes of the Alans and Visigoths to ally with him. Even though these dubious allies had a common hatred of the Huns, it was still a remarkable achievement on Aetius' part to have drawn them into an effective military relationship. The Huns were eager for battle. Attila's shamans looked at the entrails of cattle and the color of sheep bones and prophesied that the Huns would meet defeat on the Catalaunian fields. However, they also foresaw that the commander of the opposing force would be killed. Attila must have thought this a fair trade, because he brought battle to Aetius and the Goths. Before blood was drawn, Attila stood before his assembled troops, clutching the sword of Mars in his fist. He told them, "It is a right of nature to glut the soul with vengeance. I shall hurl the first spear at the foe. If any man can stand at rest while Attila fights, he is a dead man."
Oh man, what a great intro. Defeat the Romans, Alans, and Visigoths. This battle will play like a death match. Prepare for attack almost immediately, but don't forget to collect resources to replenish your losses. Your scouts report the Huns and their allies, the Ostrogoths, occupy the right-hand side of the battlefield. The Romans and their allies, the Visigoths and Alans, are drawn up across the creek on the left-hand side of the battlefield. The embattled Franks have been caught in the middle of the battle and will soon be defeated. Their fate is none of the Huns' concern. Among your enemies, the Romans are the most dangerous. Their infantry, cataphracts, and siege weapons will initially try and hit the Ostrogoths on the Huns' flank. Visigoths train Huscarls and some cavalry, whereas the Alans are comprised mostly of spearmen and archers. Yeah, to get audio. Alright, so I know I just did a video on this scenario, and to show you the speedrun strats. Obviously that was in DE. Which is over here, there we go. But we're not going to do the speedrun strats here, we're just going to have some fun. So only 100 pop limit, not really all that high. But yeah, the Romans have, way more starting resources than the rest of you do. Everyone has a lot of resources to start with, but the Romans still have by far the most. And they start in the Imperial Age. We'll still do some Imperial Age shenaniganry here. Ostrogoths, they're not really all that useful. But yeah, this scenario is based off of one in AoE 1, I believe, although I never played it, where you basically play as the Romans in this exact same conflict. Of course, there isn't a civilization to represent any of the barbarians effectively in AoE 1, because, for the most part, it's way before... the AoE 1 time frame is way before this. The border region of time frames here. So I think they're represented by the Chinese because of the wooden buildings. What we can do is we can go defeat the Franks. They have a scout cavalry and a battering ram somewhere. I forget where exactly though.
Attila, you brought us to this accursed battlefield. Now, you must keep the Romans from killing us all.
Yeah, here's the battering ram. Like, do I remember where all this stuff is? Now, obviously, we still start with a ton of resources, so I'm not gonna just completely sit back, not spend my resources on stuff. This will click up to imp in a moment. But we're not going to charge down the enemies before they even have a chance to do anything. Those going. Yeah, you start with way less wood than you normally would in a deathmatch, as well as stone. Just start with, I mean, you're still not even close, because it's 20,000, 20,000, 20,000, I think gold's 20,000, and 8,000 stone, I think. I recall my deathmatch appropriately. I was never a big DM person. They just keep on scooting. I think the Frank Scout Cavalry's over here somewhere. Yeah, I think it's in this destroyed. Oh, rip. Yeah. I mean, they still attack us pretty fast, so we're gonna need to mount some kind of defense. I think that was the Scout Cavalry. Yeah. Get wrecked, nerds. Now they're already coming at us. Go after those random buildings. The fate of the Franks is none of our concern. I scoff at thee. Alright. What else is keeping the Franks in the game? And we will make some Tarkans here. Even though they are truly terrible units. Franks have another little town over here to the north. Gotta love the Middle Eastern architecture Romans, Western Romans. at least less bad with the Eastern Roman Empire. But obviously they didn't have a good architecture set for the Byzantines in general. They're only doing 4 architecture sets. Aha! A monastery! Get 'em, boys. Let's get a little bit of stone income going. Blast furnace. Trebs, then we'll start to go after the Visigoths. The Visible Goths. Do they have another, like, trade? Because trade workshops do keep you in the game. Why? I have no idea, but they do. Unless I'm forgetting we're one of the, like, a Frankish town somewhere. I'm, like, pretty sure they just have the scout cavalry and the battering ram as their only units. Alright. We have waited long enough. It is go time. Ah. Yeah. Hey there, laddie. Take down that stupid barracks. Oh, whoops. Dang, what's keeping them in the game? Oh, that's the Alans. Anyway, now it's fighting time. I don't think the Alans or Visigoths ever reach Imperial Age. I might be mistaken on that, though. Make sure our eco is still running. Mills and houses and farms definitely don't keep you in a game. And wait a minute, what is that gold over there? Oh, here they are. Alright. That castle. Yeah, the map is made artificially smaller. By some forests on the side. Actually use repair that castle. The Tarkans help out in taking down the buildings faster. The only thing they're good at. Oh! I don't even have good upgrades for the CA yet. Nor do I have Paladin. They can bait them into the castle fire. Yeah, what is this gold mine? What the heck? So silly. Alright, looks like that's all good in the hood. Maybe something to the far west of the map? Okay, I still have so much gold left over. Yes, the Alans used to be the Vikings and make Viking cav archers. It was very scary. Anyway, I still think I'm going to prioritize getting Paladin over CA upgrades, at least just quite yet. Elite Tarkans are at least a little bit better. They still have one more Pierce armor than they used to, and they have the faster movement speed and attack speed, but the HP at least is the same. Come on, where's the rest of the Frank stuff that's keeping them in the game? I'm a-looking. Wait, how did that wolf end up there? What? Oh, we got the Visigoths. The visible Goths. Alright. Now for the Alan Rickmans. Thanks, have anything over here? Gotta have something somewhere. This is all very important, guys. Like, super important. Whoa, 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 whoa. Look at those Roman villagers. Yeah, next up on the agenda is going to be getting the Cav Arch upgrades, because we definitely need CA to deal with the Romans. I can't believe I can't find the unit that's keeping the Franks in the game. Oh, jeez. Oh, that's gonna be tough to break. That is not gonna be easy. Anyway, these guys should be complete pushovers. Even more than the Visigoths. Yeah, all they train are cav archers and crossbowmen. Didn't they say they train spearmen? I don't think they do, though. I think it's literally just CA, rams, and crossbowmen. Anyway, paladin's now in. Let's go ahead and get HCA. And let's start building up over here. I think there's anything over here. And I don't think they have a unit in the corner of the map. I'm like pretty sure they don't. Well, this will take down the... Oh my goodness, these trebuchets are idiots. That and that. Still need a little more. There we go. Back when you couldn't see if you had idle villagers, you just had to remember to spam the idle villager button constantly. Anyway, these guys are total pushovers. Alright, so I think I'm like only a couple upgrades away. There are the Alans. Is there a building over here? No. Alright, now I need to get a bunch of forward buildings to deal with the Romans, because they actually are a very tough opponent.
This river will run red with the blood of Goths and Romans.
It's like they're implying their own Goths right there. I think it was originally supposed to be like a line that the Huns deliver, but then they gave it to the Ostrogoths, which is why it doesn't quite make sense. Oh, I do need to get some siege workshops going, because, yeah, 3 Byzantine castles. Okay, no, I need to get the upgrades, though, for sure. Also, I don't think the Ostrogoths advanced to the Imperial Age ever, whereas they do in DE at the very least. Be a little bit more useful. Let's go Captram. They're still less scary as the Byzantines than as the Romans in terms of like actual armies they throw at you, because the Roman army's like pretty darn scary. But the Byzantines are much more annoying to actually take down because of all the HP. I mean, look at this. If that isn't annoying, I don't know what is. Let's get this party going. Siege ram. What? Ow. When you needed to delete buildings just so that they didn't get caught up on your jump to hotkeys. Alright, siege rams in. Now we push down the Romans. The Romano cheese. Let's keep these traps prepared. Yeah, you can see their army isn't actually all that strong. It's just all the freaking castles and towers they have. Alrighty. There's the old lumber camps. Yeah, spice is still way too expensive. keep it going. Still a pretty fast scenario, even with me not even trying to rush it. But I mean, it is a deathmatch-ish scenario, so that makes sense. But the progression is just so good throughout this campaign, because you get, like, your big build-up scenario at the very end, like your epic finale, while still having the big climactic battle here. Anyway, this should be closing in on the win. Their lost condition is villagers. And outsiders, maybe? Definitely villagers.
The Romans have lost. Now there is nothing to stop our invasion of Italy.
Huzzah! Huzzah! There we go!
It was a catastrophic battle. One of the largest and greatest the world has ever seen. The stream was turned to a torrent by the rushing of blood. I pity those that were forced to slake their thirst from it. Cadavera vero innumera, the Romans said afterwards. Truly countless bodies. Perhaps 300,000 men were left dead on the Catalaunian fields. It is said the ghosts of those killed continued to fight for several days. I passed within inches of the fell Hun king as he stalked the battlefield, trying to determine which of his chieftains and allies yet lived, when he found me huddled beneath my shield. I made my peace with God, but Attila did not seek my decapitation. He saw that I was a holy man and ordered me to join his retinue of foreign advisors. That is how you know so much of the Huns, I offered. The priest nodded. Despite the carnage, the outcome of the legendary battle was unclear. Attila had lost much of his cavalry, but the Romans' entire army was destroyed. For a time, no one knew if the Hun king would continue to pursue the hand of Honoria. But what of the prophecy, I asked? Did Aetius die on the battlefield? Nay, it was Theodoric the Goth, not Aetius, who died and fulfilled the prophecy. Aetius knew that if he utterly destroyed the Huns, then the Visigoths would have no need for a Roman alliance, and Rome would face yet another barbarian threat. And so, Aetius retired from military life, hoping that the outcome of the Catalaunian fields would leave the Huns and Goths in a stalemate, hoping that he had done enough to save his empire. He had not.
So good, so good. Alright, that's a pretty good KD. Ostrogoths, 26 kills, 26 deaths. The value. Okay. I am going to check
And now,
what else the frickin' Franks have. Okay, so I know they have a scout cavalry and a ram. I don't think they have any units in the corner of the map. No, they don't. Alright, we took down the monastery. That's all they had up over here. Nothing here that keeps them in the game. There's the ram. That was a Frankish trade workshop. No! This was what was keeping up in the game, guys. Oh, no. Oh, I thought that was... rip. It was too close to the Ostrogoths. Like I said, trade workshops do keep you in the game. I took down all that stuff. Curses! Foiled again! Alright, guys, that's going to be it for the Catalaunian fields. Next up is going to be the finale of Attila, and that is going to be the fall of Rome. See you guys next time for that one.